From massive flying fortresses to lightning-fast attack bombers, these American warbirds changed the course of World War II. Let's explore every single one. B-17 Flying Fortress. The legend itself. Over 12,000 built, this 4-engine heavy bomber could take brutal punishment and still bring crews home. Its defensive firepower was absolutely devastating. B-24 Liberator. America's most produced bomber with over 18,000 units. Longer range than the B-17, it dominated the Pacific and European theaters with its distinctive twin-tail design. B-29 Superfortress. The most advanced bomber of the war. Pressurized cabin, remote-controlled guns, and the only aircraft to drop atomic bombs. A true game-changer. B-25 Mitchell. The medium bomber that earned its fame in the Doolittle raid. Tough, reliable, and versatile, it served in every combat zone with distinction. A-20 Havoc. Fast, agile, and deadly. This attack bomber excelled at low-level strikes and ground support missions. The Soviets loved it so much they received over 3,000. B-26 Marauder. Nicknamed the Widowmaker early on, but it became one of the safest bombers once crews mastered it. Outstanding accuracy in medium-altitude bombing. A-26 Invader. Arrived late in the war but made an immediate impact. Fast, heavily armed, and so good it kept flying through Korea and Vietnam. PBY Catalina. The flying boat that saved thousands of lives. Search and rescue, anti-submarine warfare, and long-range patrol made it invaluable across the Pacific. B-23 Dragon. The B-25's lesser-known cousin. Only 38 were built before production shifted to more capable designs, but it served well in training roles. TBM Avenger. The Navy's torpedo bomber workhorse. George H.W. Bush flew one. Tough, reliable, and capable of delivering devastating strikes against enemy ships. SBD Dauntless. The dive bomber that changed the Pacific War at Midway. Incredibly accurate and surprisingly tough, it sank more Japanese shipping than any other aircraft. SB-2C Helldiver. Replaced the Dauntless but never quite earned the same love from crews. Still, it packed a heavier punch and served effectively through war's end. PB-4Y Privateer. The Navy's version of the B-24, modified for long-range patrol. Single tail and extra fuel made it perfect for hunting submarines in the Pacific. PBJ Mitchell. The Marine Corps version of the B-25. Used primarily for anti-shipping strikes in the Pacific with devastating effect. PV-1 Ventura. Lockheed's patrol bomber that hunted submarines and attacked enemy positions. Not the most glamorous, but absolutely essential for maritime security. PV-2 Harpoon. An improved Ventura with better range and armament. Served the Navy well in the Pacific's final campaigns. A-24 Banshee. The Army's version of the Navy's SBD Dauntless. Saw limited service but proved the design's versatility across branches. A-35 Vengeance. A dive bomber that arrived too late and never saw significant combat with US forces. Most went to Allied nations instead. A-36 Apache. The dive bomber version of the P-51 Mustang. Featured dive brakes and served effectively in the Mediterranean theater. B-18 Bolo. An early medium bomber, quickly outclassed but served in patrol and training roles. A stopgap that did its job. B-34 Lexington. The Ventura's military designation for some variants. Served in training and patrol duties throughout the war. AT-11 Kansan. The bomber trainer version of the Beechcraft Model 18. Trained thousands of bombardiers and navigators for combat. TB-25 Mitchell. Training variants of the Combat Mitchell. Essential for preparing crews before sending them into battle. TB-26 Marauder. The trainer version that helped crews overcome the Marauder's tricky handling characteristics before combat deployment. B-10. An obsolete design by 1941, but it pioneered all-metal construction and internal bomb bays. A stepping stone to greater things. B-32 Dominator. The backup plan if the B-29 failed. Only saw limited service in the Pacific's final months, but it was capable. PBM Mariner. The flying boat that patrolled America's coasts and hunted submarines. Big, tough, and essential for maritime defense. PB-2Y Coronado. One of the largest flying boats of the war. Transported supplies and personnel across the vast Pacific. Martin PBM-3 Mariner. An improved variant with better range and armament. Served throughout both the Atlantic and Pacific theaters. XB-15, an experimental giant that never entered production but influenced the B-17's development. Innovation requires experimentation. XB-19, the largest bomber built by the US during the war years. Only one was made, but it tested concepts for future heavy bombers. YB-40, a heavily armed B-17 variant designed to escort other bombers. The concept didn't work out, but it showed American creativity. F-7, photo reconnaissance version of the B-24. Eyes in the sky that provided crucial intelligence for planning bombing missions. XB-38, an experimental B-17 with liquid-cooled engines. Tested alternatives, but the original design proved best. XB-41, another escort experiment using a modified B-24. Like the YB-40, it taught valuable lessons even if it didn't succeed. B-17G, the definitive flying fortress variant with chin turret. Most produced version and the one most crews flew in combat. B-24J, the most common Liberator variant. Improved nose turret and systems made it the backbone of strategic bombing. O-52 an observation aircraft that filled bomb-related reconnaissance roles. Not glamorous, but information wins wars. A-29 Hudson, Lockheed's light bomber and patrol aircraft. British design that served American forces in coastal defense and anti-submarine roles. A-10 Catalina, the rescue version of the PBY that pulled downed airmen from hostile waters. Every bomber crew prayed they'd see one if they went down. Together, they delivered victory from the skies. Which one impressed you most? Let me know in the comments below.